Hey, if everybody can make your way to room 117 here, we can get this party started, okay?
Welcome everybody. It's so wonderful to have you here at Rice University as a guest of the School of Humanities and the Department of Philosophy. It's a competition about who can best search for the truth in moral questions.
This is the 6th annual Ethics Bowl here at Rice. I've actually been involved with it for 7 years. I was involved with it at my undergrad before I came here to Rice.
Awty 2 and John Cooper?
Yes.
High School of Performing Visual Arts in Chavez.
Definitely forces that, pushes that, just bringing out ideas. So I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. And the fact that Rice University is hosting it is just brilliant. More than anything else, the fact that they give us so much support, knowing that we don't necessarily have the same level of support as some of the other schools, is great. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it's not supposed to be a competition where you won versus you won. It's supposed to be a way to get people into respectful dialogue.
We have one case, it's called, Is It Okay to Punch a Nazi, I think. That one was one of the hardest ones, I think, because I couldn't keep myself from just saying, like, I feel, or like, I should do this and that, like, I would do this, I would do that. I had to think as a whole and try to compose my thoughts to fit everybody.
The best part about the whole experience at Rice was whenever we were having our just 10-minute discussion piece with the judges, and Shanice and the judges were going at it. They were going back and forth, trying to we were just trying to like keep our argument strong. Yeah. Shanice was trying to keep our argument strong, and the judges were trying to like say your argument isn't good enough. Right. And I think that whole experience made us realize that we're not that, like, our ideas do matter. Like we should tell them that we
stick to our case.
We should stick to our case and stick to our beliefs as long as we think it's correct. And I feel like that whole back and forth experience was something so new to us that we were like it was like something different. We felt so different after we ended that. Yeah. It was,
my back was sweating. It was like all eyes. It was me and the judges, and it was like everyone was like, it was like a game of ping pong. Just going back and forth. But by the end of it, we were all like, ooh, that was intense, but we learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
No matter how firmly set in my beliefs I feel, I'm like, all right, this year we figured it out. This is the answer to this kind of case. Every year when I come back, it always changes. It's never fixed. And new ideas, new people, it always changes things for me. So being flexible in opinion, being open to all sides of a case before you make a decision. That's what like Ethics Bowl has taught me, and what I love about it is staying open in that way and learning to listen when people have other ideas. The other thing that always draws me back to Ethics Bowl is community discussion, community involvement. How do we talk about these difficult issues with peers? How do we talk about these things with people we disagree with? And doing it respectfully, doing it civilly, which is something we really lack in our political world right now, in our social media world. That civility is kind of being torn torn down. So retaining that respect, compassion, love for the people you talk to.
Like I'd hear something from the other team and I'd be like, oh, I hadn't thought about that, and then I'd hear something from the judge that I hadn't thought about, or I would bring up a point and then the other team would take it and then they'd take my point and then make it a better point. So like it's different from like disagreeing. It's like there's a lot of times where both sides actually like agreed on the same thing, but they just made each other's arguments better and like more nuanced. And I thought that was really cool how like it wasn't such like a versus thing. It was more like you're both trying to come together.
I mean, I started thinking about a lot more things that I never would, thought about more ethically, like something as mundane as, is it ethical to cut the lunch lines on a daily basis? I would just delve into that and think about it, as I am waiting in the lunch line. I would just be like, well, is it really okay? What are the implications of this, X, Y, Z?
And I think a lot of us were overly anxious that all the other teams would be like that. They'd just be deconstructing our argument the whole time and then throwing at us an overwhelming amount of perspectives to consider. But I think once we kind of got the feel for it, by like acting it out in a case, it's a lot easier than you think it'd be. Once you know the ethical standpoints in your head, you can say, oh, well, this causes less suffering. Oh, this one gives a greater net benefit. And I'd say it definitely gives you a lot of experience on the wide range of viewpoints to consider.
One of the main reasons I got involved in the Ethics Bowl was because I really wanted to develop my public speaking skills, because I was a very shy student and I really didn't like talking to people outside of my friends. So I started getting involved in activities like speech and debate, and then I found out about the Ethics Bowl, and it was an incredible experience. It really forces you to think on the spot and really assess different moral situations very critically, and so it was a very intriguing experience, and it was also wonderful being able to compete at Rice, because I was in the process of applying to colleges and Rice was actually my top choice. So it was amazing to be here and picture myself attending classes in the Humanities building. One of the reasons why the Ethics Bowl was such a good experience is because I didn't anticipate just how much it would actually prepare me for college, in the sense that it really did develop my sort of critical thinking and analytical and public speaking skills, which all really came in handy in a lot of the things I did at Rice, from my classes to my extracurriculars to my internships.
We won last round.
Yeah, so we've won 2 out of 3. Had we not prepared and because we practiced with the 5 that we wanted to be up to speak and to make sure that we gelled nicely. Like me and Lysandra, we have a certain way that we bounce off. Me and Jocelyn, and me and Brisa, she's not really a speaker, but boy, she can write some good notes. If I need an example, if I am stuck, she's gonna get out that pen and she's gonna make sure I have something to say next. She's not gonna leave me hanging. So I feel like, teamwork is all this is.